What if Peggy Carter was the super soldier? What if T'Challa was Star-Lord? What if Ant-Man went ballistic and murderous? What if Doctor Strange lost his heart? What if Ultron won? These were all great questions to ask and to see played out, all narrated by the Watcher in season 1 of Marvel's What If. And this had a very surprising culmination where Ultron did end up getting the ultimate weapon, the Infinity Stones. Yes, they used to mean something, and so did Thanos, but we'll get to that in a minute. Then the Watcher did have to break his oath and get some of the strongest heroes to try and stop this multiversal villain, who was truly threatening. They also play with some of the ideas of who some of these characters are, with Captain Carter, Stephen Strange, and Killmonger were some of my favorites, for example, showing who they were as people when something just flips or switches, or for some that stay the same as who they always are in any dimension. So I did come into season 2 sort of excited, with What If being some of my favorite stuff to happen since the Endgame finale. But this excitement didn't last too long. Season 2 starts with an actually very cool and yes, Blade Runner inspired episode, with Nebula joining the Nova Corps. Any Marvel normie will expectedly ask, who? And they would be right to do so, as we've only seen their group really only once in the movies, with the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and never seen from again because they were wiped out. Ooh, this would be a good chance to say spoilers. Spoilers ahead. So seeing this part of the Nova Corps and of Xandar, making it a dark and cyberpunk world, I was sort of hooked. It seemed really cool. Nebula goes off on an investigation as a part of the Nova Corps into the murder of Yondu. Great start. We meet Howard the Duck and his buds, Groot, Meek, and Korg. Please stop putting Taika and Korg into everything crap. I don't know why Nova Prime had to be the bad guy, but okay, I'll roll with it. And to have Nebula just know that she had turned seemed like a meh type of end to that story. But they had a great start here. So what's next? What if the Ravengers dropped Peter off at his dad's ego planet? That's a great concept. Seeing what the Avengers would have been in this time frame too was a great thing to see. Who would they go to in this timeline for need? Goliath, King T'Chaka, Bucky, Marvel as a pilot. Okay. Cool. And Hank and Hope Pym. This was cool to see an older Peggy and Howard and how they would interact with Bucky if they knew it was him the whole time. It was touching to see Peter as really a lost kid and just doing what his dad wanted him to do. His interaction with Hope humanized him again and helped him control what was going on. This was a pretty solid episode. The thing I liked about these is that they can truly go anywhere with any of these episodes, because who cares? Again and again, but we'll get back to that later. Next was Happy Saving Christmas, a goofy episode which sets up Hulk Happy, or Happy Hulk, for future episodes. It was a fun romp through Avenger Tower, which we never really did before in any movies. Sam Rockwell coming back to play Hammer was truly great, and we have been missing a slimy businessman type in the universe for a long time. Like, a long time. Iron Man 2 was 2010, oh my god, I feel a pain in my chest. Am I old? Anyways, this episode was truly an exploration of the setting of the tower, some playful banter with Darcy and why is she always interning at places, with Happy, Hill, which we'll never see again, thanks Secret Invasion, and Hammer. Lots of H names in here, by the way. I did have a good time here, and each character acted true to themselves and was a great watch for Christmas. Next, what if Tony met the Grandmaster? This was another great adventure, and oh my god, Korg again, and see them do the Mario Kart thing was kind of cool. But ending in another universe where Thanos gets murked by Gamora. Did he die in every other universe but the 199999? And yes, I'm sticking with it being the 199999, not this 616 bowl. That's a mistake. I don't care what that guidebook said. It used to say 199999. This is insane, and I should make that another video. Captain Carter meeting Hydra Smasher was a great callback to the first season, and playing off the idea of the Winter Soldier with Carter in Steve's place, and Steve in Bucky's place, except this time controlled by the Red Room. This was touching to see Peggy and Steve interacting in this manner and how tragic their love always is in many universes. But then, this is where it derails for me a little bit for the season. A portal opens and Wanda brings Captain Carter into her universe. So I guess Wanda can just do that now. We don't know why this happens because we need to introduce a brand new character. What if the Tesseract never got to Norway? Kori reshapes the world. A brand new character to Marvel, introduced here in the series. It's okay. I don't understand how the Tesseract keeps giving people these powers, but whatever. At least there's a cool playoff of its tainting the waters and becoming the fountain of youth, the ever so fabled fountain of youth. At least they portrayed the Spanish as villainous. Yeah, that's right, I studied history. I know what you did for centuries, Spain. Just Google why Brazil speaks Portuguese for a wild ride. Just not sure what the point is of any of this. Not only the new character, but the series. It was just supposed to pose fun, thought-provoking, or off-the-wall concepts that would have interesting outcomes. And for season 1 to end up with a team-up was a great surprise. This year, after this episode, I felt it took a turn. Nothing wrong with the character. She is shown as being an inquisitive character who pushes the boundaries of her societal rules that were set up, and when she goes through the portal, she stays that way and changes them. And to have her lay the smackdown on Queen Isabella of Spain had me chuckling. And then we have Strange Supreme from the Dark storyline come out. This is teasing a multiversal crossover, huh? We'll see. We then see in the next episode that Captain Carter has been living in 1602 with this universe for some time, with an incursion happening because of a foreign entity known as the Forerunner. Who is this Forerunner? It's Captain Robin Hood. It's Captain Robin Hood America Steve Rogers. Oh my god. It's Captain Robin Hood America Steve Rogers, that's who created this anomaly while fighting Thanos like he did in Infinity War. So, with that settled, Strange Supreme comes by and asks Carter for some help. The season finale shows Strange collecting multiversal threats and keeping them in his prison, per se. He needs help getting one more. We find out it's Kori. I don't know how to say her name. So this new character is more powerful or slick that she can avoid Strange freaking Supreme, while all others that Strange Supreme can't. This brand new character to Marvel, she can outwit Stephen freaking Strange. But whatever. She pleads with Carter, who listens, then they turn on Strange because this dude has been gathering their energy to save his old universe so that Christine Palmer can come back into his life. Jesus, dude, give it a break! Okay, so he's the bad guy. And we see Captain Carter gather up powers like it's a freaking RPG game. The armor of the Infinity Killmonger, who killed Thanos, by the way, and who Kori one-shots with her powers. So Peggy gets the armor and can wield the freaking Infinity Stones, then a green sword from Green Dude, and the helm of Hera. And with the help of Kori, are able to stop Strange Supreme and actually, coincidentally, save Strange's universe without him in it. And with that, Carter talks to the Watcher, who shows her the multiverse and then gets sent back. End of the season. Again, I like the cool stories and possibilities that the series always produces, but this year's team up fell extremely flat for me with the introduction of an all-powerful new person. Where have I seen that before? I find a lot of inconsistencies with the rules that they set up with the Infinity Stones. It is said that no human can wield them, and I know that Carter is a superhuman, but still she's able to hold on to all 5 Infinity Stones in her hand and punch Strange Supreme, when even Peter Quill had trouble with one of the stones and was half ego. Also, how is Killmonger able to do it? But I will say, this is maybe some of the best content that Marvel's producing on Disney+, and it does open up the question if animation is the perfect medium for these types of stories. Sci-fi, comics, fantasy. Can animation be created more efficiently and more cost-effectively that it becomes a well-accepted medium by the masses in the West? With Spider-Verse being a large hit, I would like to revisit this question in another video. I would say if you're an MCU completionist and have the time, what if Season 2 was an entertaining watch with some good questions of the characters, but with a very flat ending for me personally? The quality of the animation is top-notch and probably some of the most visually interesting stuff we have in the MCU ever. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. If you like what I do here, feel free to subscribe. Also, hit that like button, it really does help me out with the algorithms of YouTube. Feel free to share this with your friends and let me know down in the comments what you thought of What If Season 2. And if you didn't like it, I thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day.